Hello and welcome back. This is The Joy of Awareness. My name is Tolly Bryn. Today I wanted to go into the importance of staying positive, staying enthusiastic on the path to healing. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I started thinking about my own journey and what I've been thinking about, especially recently. It's been a strange sort of development for me. Like I have to admit, like a few months ago, maybe half a year ago or so, after I'd sort of healed myself fully, I kind of fell off the wagon. Like I started losing interest in being healthy. I started eating a lot of pizza. I started, drinking a beer every weekend or a few beers every weekend. I started eating a lot of just crap, like a lot of sweets, a lot of Haribo, like lots of chocolate and all this stuff. And I just started losing hope, I guess, or losing enthusiasm for staying healthy. And I don't know exactly what it was. Maybe it was something like, oh, well, I'm here now. I'm healthy. I can do whatever I want. It was definitely something like that. But now, a few months later, I'm back in the routine again of just eating like really good food. I make sure to eat the best quality food that I can possibly get. I make sure to fast. I make sure to exercise and go into nature. And I've just found this enthusiasm for health once again, because I realized that I haven't actually reached the peak of health. I thought I had found like a point where I was just like, I couldn't get more healthy. And I realized that that's not true. The thing with being human is that we can always be healthier. And that's kind of weird to say, but I think it's true. You see, physical health is just the beginning. Physical health is the foundation for everything else, to be sure. But it's only the beginning. Once you get your body into optimal condition, once it starts working the way it's supposed to work, that's when you become incredibly, or you should become, I should say, incredibly energetic and enthusiastic for diving into the higher aspects of health. That is mental health, emotional health. You could even add like financial health in there. I think there's more to finances than just the checking account. It's more of energy. It's more of a type of energy work than anything else, I think. But I'll leave that for a later video. I don't really have fully formulated ideas on that yet, so I won't talk too much about it. But regardless, spiritual health, just really trying to connect to what it is that makes us human. And there's so much more than just the material world. It's just amazing to me, like how deep the rabbit hole goes, or how high the stairway to heaven goes. Like it's absolutely amazing. But the thing is, when you're sick, you can't really understand this. You can't really realize it. Like, I would definitely say I was spiritually thinking while I was sick. Like I was really thinking deeply about all kinds of things, and I was trying to find some semblance of meaning, especially when I was dealing with like horrific autoimmune issues, which were just keeping me down in the dumps all day, every day. And I was just like, what is the point of this? Why am I suffering so much? What can I do about this? And at first I was just like, I was trying to accept it. I was trying to be like, yeah, this is just my lot in life. I need to just learn how to be okay with being sick all the time and feeling bad all the time and not being able to partake in society like a fully functioning member. I don't know. It was a really bad headspace, to be honest. And there is something to be said for acceptance. There is something to be said like for accepting if there is something that you cannot change. You need serenity for that. You need to be able to just sit down and like, wow, there are a few things here that are the way they are, and there's nothing that I can do to change them. But I think we miss the mark when it comes to health very often. I think like 90% or 9, and bear in mind, like when I'm throwing out statistics, I'm just pulling them out of the air. Like I don't know the true statistics, but I think a huge majority of, you know, the illness in society that is judged and deemed to be incurable, to be chronic, is in fact nothing of the sort. It is something that can be healed. I can say, like, with full certainty that all of the autoimmune issues that you can possibly imagine, including cancer, lupus, MS, all of this stuff, there is more to that than meets the doctor's eye. Let's put it like that. There's more to be done than to take medications, to take chemo, to take radiation, to go into surgery. There is way more to be able to do, to be done to help these issues. And, you know, things like diabetes, all of these things. What we need to realize here is that there are forces in this world, in this society, that are incentivized to keep people from understanding how to heal themselves. Let's just put that out there. That is exactly the way it is. There are companies, there are financial interests, there are medical professionals who make their money off selling you drugs and treatments. So without going too far down that rabbit hole, because that's a really dark place, and it's important to understand, but I like to spend as little time down there as possible because it's just so disgusting. The business ethics, if there are any, are just absolutely inhuman. Suffice it to say, there are time-tested traditional healing methods that can take you from being sick to being healthy in a surprisingly short amount of time. Now, I understand that there are people who are sicker, who are in dire, can I say that? Dire? More dire? That are in more dire situations than I ever was. Like, I was in a bad place for sure. Like, I felt absolutely horrible for the longest time. It was 5 or 6 years dealing with, like, chronic autoimmune issues of every variety. Like, I felt so bad all the time, and things were just getting worse. But having said that, I do realize that there are people going through worse things. But if you start diving into the literature, if you start diving into especially anecdotal evidence, because another thing that we need to realize is that these same interests that are interested in keeping us sick are also very interested in keeping the research that is given out to make sure that keeps on pushing their narrative. So once again, I will stay away from that topic. I don't want to go deeper into that, but that is also something to keep in mind. So whenever somebody says, like, yeah, but that's not real science because there aren't any double-blind blah 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 studies on it, you better ask, like, oh, so the studies that you're talking about, like, who actually funded them? Who paid for them? Oh, so the reason there aren't studies on fasting, there aren't studies on this and that, isn't actually because it's not important, that it's not effective. It's because nobody can make money off it. Like, you need to realize these things. Like, for sure, like, stop being so naive to think that doctors and the pharma companies are, like, out to save you. They're not. They're out to keep you sick. Sorry, I'm ranting on this. I don't want to rant on this. I wanted to keep this positive because this is a video on staying positive in the face of dire health issues. And I think it is important to start seeing the bigger picture. That's what I wanted to say here. There is a bigger picture. It's not just your physical health. Your physical health is really important. Don't get me wrong. Like, make sure that you're doing everything in your power to get as physically fit and healthy as you possibly can. Exercise, get into nature, breathe good air, drink water, and fast and eat a simple diet, especially when you're When you're working on healing, eat a simple diet. Eat just 2 or 3 different types of foods. Like, believe me here, this will help you so much, you won't believe it. Fast in between, eat simple meals, get your probiotics from real sources. You'll be amazed at how much better you'll feel. And as you start understanding these things, as you start understanding health on a deeper level, these things will become second nature to you. You will start understanding when you go to the party or when you go to the store and you're looking around like, oh, food. Oh, actually, that's not food. I'm definitely not putting that in my body. I'm not drinking that. That's disgusting. You say this in your mind. You're not saying this to the host or anything. but you start seeing things for what they are. You see the Costco cake out in the corner, which, your fat aunt is taking her 3rd slice of it, and you're just like, this is not real food. This is not real nutrition. This is going to make me sick. And this is going to keep me sick. And this is going to make me fertile ground for the sinister pharma companies to sell their drugs to me. You start realizing this, and you start understanding that, you are responsible for your own health. It's not somebody else's responsibility to come and save you. It's your responsibility to take action in doing what needs to be done to keep you healthy. And the first thing to do there is just to research. Just research and try to understand true nutrition, true health. Stop listening to the health gurus. Stop listening to the doctors. All of these people with their letters behind their names who give out all their books about all their different diet fads and all this stuff. Just stop looking at that stuff. You need to get to the core. And the core lies in tradition. I would if you want to really dive into what makes people healthy, what keeps people healthy, and what makes people sick, check out Sally Fallon's Nourishing Traditions. That's a cookbook with all kinds of different recipes, but also loads of snippets of information from various sources about true nutrition. Really, really recommend that. You can also check out Weston A. Price's Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. That's one of my favorite books, although I'll probably not read it again. It's really dry and long, but it's full of really, really vital information. The point here is get out of the fad mindset and get into the traditional mindset. You need to realize that, people have been eating the same way for thousands of years. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why people soak their kidney beans before cooking them. There's a reason why people made sourdough bread. There's a reason why people fermented their foods instead of just throwing it out in the trash and then picking it up later. These are time-tested methods for preparing foods to make them as healthy as humanly possible. And that's what I want you to realize. This isn't a hit or miss thing. This isn't a haphazard development, the way we eat foods. Go back 100 years, 200 years, 300 years before the Industrial Revolution. Start trying to figure out what it is that your ancestors were eating and get in the habit of eating those things and try to make your life a little bit more like theirs. Not in a Luddite way. You don't have to stop everything that's modern and convenient, but just start to understand that there are modern things, modern conveniences that are making us sick. And the only solution, the only way out of this is through individual responsibility. We are not going to try or you can try. I'm not going to try to change the system. I'm not going to try to get the doctors to understand. These people are, a blend of good-natured people who are have walked down a bad path, and sinister a-holes who just want your money, who want your life essence, honestly, and you need to be aware of those. It's just, man, I feel like I'm going off on a lot of dark tangents in this video. So anyway, there's a lot to talk about in regards to that, but let's just end on the positive note here. Just get enthusiastic about this. It is so exciting. Like, getting healthy, understanding health, understanding that you can keep yourself healthy and just never get sick and just really, really thrive. The fact that you have the power to do that is awesome. It is incredible. And then realizing that there are steps above that, higher planes that you can work on to become healthier and healthier, overcoming your trauma, overcoming your behavioral and thought patterns that are keeping you back, and just, you know, connecting with the divine, you know, all this stuff. I have no idea how high it goes, but it goes super high. It goes really, really high, and you want to get enthusiastic about that. Anyway, if you like this video, like and subscribe, and press the bell button so that you'll get reminded when I give out new videos. Man, my voice is gone. Like, I've been talking a lot. You can check out my book Health Simplified. That's on Amazon. It's $5, give or take. I can never remember how much I'm selling it for, but it's short, it's sweet, it is concise, and you will get a lot of good insights from there. It's an awesome book. I really love it. It's the first book that I've written. And I feel like it, you know, came out pretty good. Like, definitely could get better, and I'm gonna revise it at some point. I'm working on a second book now called Mind Liberated. It'll be the second in a series, Health Simplified, Mind Liberated, and the third one will be called something really awesome, but I just haven't really decided yet. I'll let you know though. Anyway, in it I go into my own story of healing through fasting and a simple diet. I go into the dark underbelly of the modern medical system, the absolutely disgusting dredges of less than human filth that are in that business is beyond words to describe. But I do my best in my book, so check it out. You can also check out my website. I've got a few articles on there that you'll probably like if you enjoy my stuff. That's joyofawareness.com. Another link down below as well. And finally, just stay healthy, stay sane. These are insane times. Cut out the news, bring in the sauerkraut, and you'll feel awesome. So, peace.